unless we win.
Uncharted territory
as
as far as
this offensive line is done. I mean, this obviously you're playing in this position. 4 other new starters, and in the beginning there were growing pains, but you look at what Zeke's done the last 2 weeks. You look at the protection. Just how proud of you of the way this thing's come together.
I mean, it's just awesome to see guys grow up, because I know I had to do that my first year and a half probably. To see how far they've come as players and as people, and people always want us to be a finished product. Even before the first game, they want to hear that everything's perfect and we're going to smoke everybody. But I've said that before. It's just not realistic, especially replacing all those guys, and even if you do have a veteran group. So it just takes time and reps, and we have the good players, and I think you see the product of just working hard and executing day in and day out in practice.
How about the job Ed's done? Whatever magic he's got. I mean, you think about the line a year ago and where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, I love Coach Werner. Not only does he care about us as players, but people. I know he really does care about us, and he wants us to do well. And it's easy to play for a guy like that. It's easy to play for a guy you have a lot of respect for, and I find myself wanting to do well because I want it to reflect well on him. And we're a family in the offensive line room, and we don't necessarily get all the glory, and that's not a problem with us, because I know Coach appreciates what we do, and I know my teammates appreciate what I do, and I appreciate them just as much.
Uncharted territory here going this late in the season. How do you handle this much practice and this many games here?
It's definitely a grind, and it's going to wear on your body, but you just do what the coaches say. They're professionals, and there's a reason that we've got this far into the season, even though it's kind of unprecedented where we're at. Coach Meyer has an idea of how he wants to handle it, and he's had great success, not only other places, but his first seasons here. So you just do what the coaches say, and you do it with a good attitude, and you'll reap good results in the end.
What does Elliott do that kind of sets him apart from other backs you've seen or played with?
If you watch him play without the ball, some of his best plays, you could say, are plays he makes without the ball. I always think that he kind of has an offensive lineman mindset, but he just plays running back. He likes to go cut block people. He likes to go take people out. He doesn't back down from blocking a defensive tackle if he has to. He just does what he is told to do, and he does it a million miles an hour. And it's fun to block for a guy like that will do anything for the team.
I guess you like admiring those 85-yard runs too, huh?
Yeah, those little drive shorteners. You hear the crowd start screaming, and he's gone. So those are definitely fun.
Has it surprised you at all? I mean, Coach Meyer had so many accolades for the line a year ago. Has it surprised you the way this line's come together? And are you guys? Is it back up to par? I guess to where obviously you're one game away from the national title.
Yeah, I mean, definitely our line last year played at a really high level, especially seeing 3 of those guys are starting in the NFL right now. But I have all the faith in the world in #1 Coach Werner. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for him, and I know that if we do what he tells us to do, he'll have us playing at a high level. And they're not going to put guys in a position to where they can't succeed. There are going to be growing pains, and guys are going to struggle at times, but they put guys in the best position for them and the best position for the team. And I think just trusting in our culture and trusting in our coaches has yielded good results for the offensive line.
It's a huge moment. I mean, there's a lot of programs that would love to be in this moment. You're 1 win away. When you look at the adversity this club went through and everything, I mean, has this sunk in that, a win in your national championship?
And yet, I don't think so. And I don't think it will till, a while after the game probably. Because, right now you're just trying to do everything you can to put yourself in the best position to win that game. And, I don't want to get caught up in what if we win. I want to win that game before I worry about, everything other than that. But, it's something I'm really excited for, and I'm really excited for the opportunity. But, I just don't want to get caught up in all the emotions and let those overcome my preparation.